This is a brief overview of BookingTrust, trust accounting, host accounting, condo management software that integrates with Opera. On the top level, we have a series of management fees that are applied to each of the reservations that come through. For example, there is a 40% management fee, there's a reservation fee that goes onto each payment. That applies to anything that's not overridden. Then we can also break it down into contracts. So for example, there is a studio contract here which has different rates, has a departure clean on booking, has different rates altogether. And if we have a look at this particular contract, we can have a look at the properties, and these are all the rooms that this rate applies to. And if we go into each of the rooms, we can see that there is a series of reservations against each of the rooms which have been pulled down from Opera. Here, for example, is a typical reservation. If we have a look at the payment record here, we can see that really there was just an accommodation due and accommodation payment. We can see on other reservations, for example, if we click on the payment record here, we can see that there was also some guest charges for a rollaway crib. As you can see, this becomes a guest charge, there's accommodation amounts. So when we go into the reservation fees for this particular booking, we can see there's a list of fees which are generated automatically on the download. There's management fees, marketing fees which are due to be paid according to the payment records or the payment amounts. There's credit card fee, and there is a guest charge for the crib. So in total there's, for example, $267 worth of fees. And you can see here that there's a net return, and as this booking is now checked out and being released to be dispersed, that is a return that will be on the owner's disbursement. On a daily basis, there is the bank reconciliation section. Again, we go into the transaction lists grouped, where you can see each of the transactions that have come down each day. So for example, there is $12,000 worth of MasterCard and $1,100 worth of Visa. Some refunds on that particular day before. So the bank reconciliation is to confirm those amounts, assuming they match up to your bank statement, confirm the Visa payments, and then we go into the bank reconciliation for the day and put in the bank total for whichever day we're reconciling, and if that matches, that will close off the day. Of course, that total doesn't match in this example. So you can see here also, in terms of the bank reconciliation, we have a complete cash book of confirmed bank transactions, so it's easy to see whereabouts these totals are. There's many search functions on here. In terms of the bank reconciliation, there's our reconciliation reports with a daily three-way report available, which can be printed off and filed or just held on file here. On a daily basis, there is reservations that fall through into the unconfirmed paid list. These are reservations which are checked out and fully paid. So again, if you have a look here on the payment record, we can see that this amount was receipted in. If we have a look at the statement, we can see that the payment which was receipted on the 8th of June, it's got a tick which means it's been confirmed, which means that this particular booking can be released to be dispersed at the end of each month. So if we release this, it automatically goes onto the disbursement report for the month. And find property 161, and we can have a look at the booking report as it progresses during the month. And there, for example, is a sample of the booking report, which you can see there is the marketing fees, housekeeping, all the fees and charges are all laid out. And at this point there's a monthly return, which again is accumulated during the month. Any additional fees and charges can be added at any point from the transaction menu. We can add management fees here by selecting a room number and the fee type and the amount. That will automatically go onto the disbursement report to be transferred to the management ledger at the end of the month. Again, we can attach receipts here if we need to add to the transaction itself. We also have recurring charges. Again, these are a list of charges that recur regularly. So for example, there's a monthly communication charge. Again, we can see all the payments that may be pending that need to be approved. So when these come up to be approved at the end of each month, they are simply confirmed as part of the end of month process to go onto the statement. So again, if we have a look at this statement here for disbursements on property 121, room 121, we can see the booking report for room 121 has on it the communication fee that we just transferred for the December management period. At the end of each month, BookingTrust produces an export file in ABA format. So again, here is, for example, a disbursement file at the end of January. If we view this, you can see the format of the ABA export file. There's the account numbers and the amounts of each disbursement that's required, which again is produced as an export file, can be processed and reconciled once those payments are gone through. There is a complete history of disbursements, log files, management paid reports. So the management paid report is a breakdown of the categories of each payment. So we go to management charges, for example, we can see a breakdown here of all the different fees and charges that were collected during the month. There is also a revenue report, which gives a handy breakdown to the revenue that occurred during the month. So we select last month. So by searching for a particular month, we can get a complete breakdown of the revenue for that particular hotel for the month, which again can be printed out in CSV format and downloaded and used for reporting purposes. There are complete end of month reports available here, three-way balances, money in transit, money held reports, trial balances, bookings held, deposits and withdrawal reports that meet all the requirements for trust accounting regulations around Australia, especially in Queensland, which is the most stringent. And each month it's closed and those reports are available on file at any point. In summary, BookingTrust allows hotels to use Opera in areas where the legislation requires trust accounting and there are regulations that need to be complied to in terms of any condo management or owner disbursements, contract management. BookingTrust looks after the disbursement and management of money once the funds are deposited into an account from Opera for the operation of the hotel. This is specifically for hotels that have owner rooms and need to be managed in that environment. Any questions or inquiries, please feel free to contact BookingTrust at any time. Thank you.